Today I am going to do a stencil called Mustard Seed Gardens. And I thought Mike was going to come over here and stand with me, so maybe we'll wait for Mike to come over here.
Really?
Yeah, you have to show him what you have to do. Okay, this is what I did yesterday, this sign. And I had mentioned that I cut some of it off. This was, all together, and it was way too big for what I needed. So we cut that part off, so I'm going to use that part today, and that's what I did yesterday. So thank you, Mike, for helping. I'm Roberta, and that's Mike, and we're with Let's Chalk On It Crafts and Design, DIY. Yes. Okay, so when I start something, my biggest deal is what stencil do I want to use? Because they have so many cute ones at Charcouterie. But what do I want to use, and then what do I want to put it on? Sometimes I find the stencil first, or I find the surface. So this was my surface, and it's kind of like that shiplap. I'll show you what the back of it's like. It just looks like pieces of wood put together. And I didn't buy that from a store. I bought it from a garage sale because I'm all about thrifting. So anyway, it's made me 2 projects. Okay, so once I pick my stencil, pick my surface, then I got to decide what color paint am I going to use. So I had Mike, when he painted the whole board for me, that cream color. Then I decided, since I'm going to use this mustard seed sign, I wanted to make this kind of a yellow color. So I just used some acrylic paint. Yeah, so I had some old acrylic paint, and I mixed a couple together and painted it. But before I did, I took a candle and I put the wax on it, so that when I got through and I painted it yellow, I came back in with a harder thing, and I just scraped off where the wax was, so therefore it gave me that white look. And then I took that wax, that distressing wax, that I thought was sitting here, but it's not. But anyway, then I just kind of made some brown places to make it look old. So that's where we're at. So I got my surface prepared. So now I am going to wax it, because my stencil is a brand new one that they have this year, and I haven't used it, so we want to make sure we wax our surface really good so it doesn't stick. We are having a windy Wednesday here. The wind is very, I don't know, high. Do we have wind advisory or something maybe?
May have, yeah.
I can hear the wind chimes all the way from the front porch. Okay, next we got to take care of our stencil, so we're going to wax it. Wax it.
And defuzz it.
Fuzz it. I already waxed my surface. I'm going to fuzz it. You didn't know you were in for a comedy show, did you? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to fuzz my surface. And, you don't always have to have a fuzzing cloth, but they're really nice. If you sign up to be a club member, you don't get one. You can buy one. I think if you sign up to be a Perks member, I'm not for sure if that comes in your kit or not, but if you are a designer, then it comes in your kit. But you can buy them. They're not very expensive. If you don't have one, you can just, they say you can just put it on your clothes, like this, just as long as you're fuzzing it. Little one's good, but like the big one I used yesterday, you wouldn't have wanted to put that on you. Probably have it stuck in your hair. All right, this fits just about perfect, top to bottom. Let me see about side to side. 2 inches, 2 inches. Okay. Today, this sign is not going to be a sign per se that you hang up or lean. I'm going to turn it into a tray. And I had Mike drill holes for me, and he'll help me put some handles on it when we're through. And just like yesterday, I was saying where these lines are, I just want to be careful that I get it stuck down in there real good, because I don't want my paste to, escape and go down under that. And sometimes on your fuzzing cloth, you'll have a little bit of extra fuzz you don't want.
You know, instead of putting a handle on there, you could put those little decorative wood buttons on each. That's kind of,
well,
if you don't want to use it for handles or
yeah,
anything.
if I decide I'm going to turn it into a tray, but let's say you don't want it and you already have holes drilled. They have those little wooden buttons, then you could go back in and make
Put 'em in
your
its
hole
place.
bigger and put them in there to cover it up. So someday I might change my mind and want a sign instead of a tray. So Mike and I are all about the DIY it yourself. Fix it, change it. I have to be real careful when I get down to those lines. Okay, and the color of paste I chose today is called Espresso. There's another dark brown called Bark, but I think this darker brown will be the best choice. All right, so if your paste, when you open it, I just used this recently, but they have little stirring sticks and you can, I'm not going to use it, but you can always thin it down with distilled water. They say don't use the water out of your sink because of the chemicals, but you can do distilled water just fine. All right, let's get started.
It goes on just like pudding, doesn't it?
Pudding. It's the consistency, yes, of pudding. A thin pudding. And if it's too thick, you'll have a tendency to want to dry in your stencil. The paste dries fairly quickly. We also have ink, which you would use on cloth, and you can work with it a little bit longer. Try to be real careful when I get to that line in the board. Just don't want it to squeegee up too much. Okay, I made it past my first line. Okay, we'll go to the second board here. This board also has a few places where it's not real smooth, and I want to be careful there that I don't make it go out under that also. If you have a nice smooth surface, it goes very fast. But sometimes something you want to put it on might not be that smooth. We try to sand it off, but you can't always get it down as smooth as you would like. I like to get stuff cheaper, like at garage sales or on Facebook Marketplace. However, Chocatour sells all of these products, the boards and the stuff also. you know, if you don't have someone to help you cut it or fix it. And you don't have to put it on Chocolature's product. You can put on anything you like. Okay, made it to my second board now. This is where I'm gonna run into a few little places on my wood right here that's not totally flat. Okay. I think I'm gonna pull that back because I just don't want that to dry in there. And I'll put it back down and do the second half. That way I can see if I have any mistakes or if I need to redo something. Right here on the edge, a little place that I missed, and over here I think on my M. Okay, and I saw one little place that kind of went under. When it's all dry, if you have any places, you know, that didn't go well, you can always touch them up. Okay, I'm going to go the opposite way now.
That's so easy I could do it.
That is so true, Mike.
But I'm waiting.
To have you come do
I'm waiting for your cousin Gary to show me though.
I have a cousin and he's always teasing me about he wants to come chalk with me, and I said, come on over. He lives a couple hours basically away from me. I gotta get him over here. He's not so much as a crafter, he's a craftsman. He builds cabinets and all that kind of stuff, but he also is a painter. He can paint beautiful pictures.
And he can lay brick.
He's a
all around carpenter, cabinet builder.
Trades. What's that called? Jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's a master of a few though.
He is. He is a master of some. Yes, he is. He's done some very fine homes in the city area. Okay, I'm about to get through here. And I'll get this thing put together. So after you decide on what colors you want, you know, and what surface you want, that's like my hardest thing. I can't decide on my colors at the time. Oh, I could do this or I could do this. You know, the thing about Chocolatier is, it seems like no matter what you choose, it always turns out pretty. And then it's just up to you, your preference. Okay. Just about got it. Okay, let me have a look. See if I missed any spots and I can put it back down. Okay, one little place right there. Maybe, maybe not. It's one of those places where the wood's not totally smooth. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna have my husband lay that over there. Right here is where it didn't go down quite as much as I wanted it, but when that's dry, I can just wipe that little bit off, and I have some paint on my finger. Let's get that off of there. With a wet wipe, I got brown fingers. I'm gonna dry this for a little bit and then I'll let him help finish it up. But I don't know if you can see, I got a little place right there where the wood is not flat. And it kind of bled out a little bit, but we'll fix that right up. Okay, here we go. Hold your ears. Make sure you have it nice and dry. I'm gonna let Mike put the handles on for me, and I don't mean to mess it up.
What?
Oh, I don't mean to mess it up. Looks like it's just about dry. If it's shiny, it's still wet, and it looks like it's not shiny anymore, so I think we're good to go. Okay. So, let me get my lid put back on my paste, and when you use this, you barely use any paste that lasts for a long time. Okay, so I'm gonna let Mike put some handles on for me.
If you stand that on its end.
Stand it on its end.
Yep. Raise it up. And hold on to it.
Like this.
That's fine.
I picked out these little handles that we have, several, that I also picked up from a sale. Because I am a thrifter for sure. I think Mike appreciates that, me being thrifty, don't
Yeah,
you?
you better believe it.
Gotta save every dime and make it go farther.
Now turn it back around.
Okay, the other way?
Mm-hmm.
Upside down like
Either
this
way.
way? You'll have to screw our screws in a little bit harder. You have a screwdriver?
Mm-hmm.
I got a whole bunch of these different kinds of knobs from someone. Handles, knobs. Only thing is, they didn't come with the screws, so we had to make do with our own screws. Anyway, when I cut this, and it has these boards underneath, I thought this would make a perfect tray. Because it's not just flat. Not just sitting flat, it sits up in the air a little bit, so.
I'm going to turn it back around.
Okay. I have my own little screwdriver that I have to keep in the kitchen drawer because he puts all of them in his shed and I can't get to them.
What?
It's his shed with all of his tools.
Surely not.
Yeah. One more screw. Okay, so.
There you go.
Alright, so I found the little handles. I thought they looked good with that color. So the only thing I would do with it differently, or not different, but to finish it up, you could either spray it with a clear, or we have some other stuff called a wax sealer. Kind of paints on like a varnish, and I might do that, but I probably wouldn't put a whole lot of wet stuff on it.
Hello, Beth. Glad you're on today.
Beth Tays?
Yes.
Oh, Beth Tays? Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the other day I made this little cutesy little box of this, and I thought, well, you could set something like that on it, but if you wanted to see what you were doing, you know, you just put your little cute silverware on it. To me, this would be something I would want to take out to the picnic area. Put just some little cute napkins on. Decorate it up for spring. Get ready for picnic season. Mustard made me think of hamburgers with mustard.
Or hot dogs.
Even though I don't put mustard on my hamburger, I put mayonnaise. So, anyway, that's a cute little thing that you could do. And like I said, if you chose to say, well, I don't need a tray, or I don't want to, whatever. Even if I had already drilled holes in it, like I said earlier, you could take the handles out and stop up all your little holes with these little wooden buttons. They have them all sizes. But anyway, it's got this little base on it, so it kind of sets out. But I think it's really cute as a tray, and that's what I plan on doing with mine when we get ready to open up our little covered kitchen outside. It's too windy and too cold yet, but it won't be long. We'll be having some picnics out there. Okay, so we created it. I'm going to seal it, and then you can display it and enjoy it. Give it for a gift, or if you like to have craft seals, which I have a few, and I'll be having some more, but you can sell them in your craft fair. Okay, you guys have a good day. If you think I have a red face, I do. I didn't get on too much blush. I think I got some kind of reaction to my knee medicine. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.